Okay. It is said that when deities are unwilling to descend to the mortal world, they reside in the Peach Cave. Whenever a household invites a Nero opera troupe to perform ritual to fulfill a vow, young Li Xiao would hide by the opera stage, watching the direction the deities appear from, seeking the non-existent Peach Blossom Spring Cave. I don't know if I forgot to do this. Hold on. I forgot to do my thing. Oh. The scenery in the tunnel never changes. It's really sleepy. In the darkness, only the dim headlights can be seen. The tunnel walls on both sides are bare with the exposed steel bars, seemingly still in an unfinished state. Looking through the rearview mirror, guys in the back seat are already leaning on their backpacks, sleeping in various positions. A middle-aged man gripping the steering wheel beside him is also on the verge of dozing off. Oh, Uncle Gu, you can't fall asleep. The middle-aged man's head is nodding like a pecking chicken, drowsy and about to fall asleep at any moment. I need to find a way to keep him awake. Well, for me, opening a window does a better job. The cool breeze blew into the car, carrying not only the damp, earthly smell, but a faint, elusive fragrance. Whoa, this bumpy road is killing me. Where's that breeze coming from? She opened the window, close it now. Uncle Goo, it's just to get some fresh air. Why are you reacting so strongly? Goo turned his head to look at Lou, his heart still racing. Did you smell anything? Is a scent. I did smell something just now, like a plant, herbal scent. Before he finished his sentence, Goo slapped he quickly, making him see stars, then anxiously waved his fingers in front of his eyes. How many fingers? Hurry, tell me how many. 3. Good, good. Are you dizzy, nauseous, any discomfort? My face hurts. You did. Good, as long as that's all. I was just worried. It's not easy for you to come here. I have to take good care of you. This tunnel can show strange things. I was afraid you might be affected. Never open the window before we get out. Uncle, it seems like there's a shadow up ahead. Why can't I see it? It's all black in front of me. There's no fucking shadow. Take off your sunglasses and then tell me that. My boy, there are no ghosts in this world. Ghosts are in people's hearts. If you stay upright and honest, naturally, you'll see nothing. After listening to Goo's words, whether it was psychological or not, the road ahead was once again just sleep-inducing darkness. Maybe I was mistaken. Don't be so jumpy. Go to sleep. I don't know, dude. You almost crashed. Lou yawned, obediently preparing to sleep until they reached. Oh. Hello? Sa? A voice as thin as a mosquito cry came from the suitcase beside the wooden cabinet with someone gently tapping on it. It was an ordinary wooden suitcase, but rather large for a lone traveler. I'm here. La? I'm here. Izuto? What's the matter? Laza? That's my dad's name. Open the suitcase? Let's open the suitcase. La struggles to control this body's arm. Wants to see who's inside the suitcase. Oh. An unknown girl curled up amongst the tangled, colorful fabrics. Her bloodless body, snow white hair were as white as porcelain, like a fragile piece of china stored in silk and satin. La just wanted to step back, but suddenly the ground disappeared beneath his feet, falling into deeper darkness. In a half-awake, half-asleep state, Lu hears whispering sounds beside him. Little sister, your medication works really well. The herbs from the village live up to their reputation. Wanted to speak, but his throat was a bit hoarse. First time he can only let out a whimper. He seems to be waking up, sobbing. That's great. His consciousness gradually cleared. Lou felt a throbbing pain in his head and an overwhelming thirst. Water. I need water. He heard the rustling sounds of clothes moving nearby. Soon after, he felt a moist touch on his lips. The soreness of his body slightly alleviated. Do you guys see what I see? The bed was surrounded by people all looking concerned. But apart from Gyu, Lou had no impression of any of them. Who are you? Where am I? Why am I in the hospital room? Gyu looked at Lou, dazed face, and slapped his thigh in frustration. Ah, it's my fault. You had a car accident earlier, probably hit your head. Nephew, do you still remember your uncle? The middle-aged man in front of him, slicked back hair, wore round sunglasses, looked like a shady character. But the nervousness and concern in his eyes cannot be faked. Uncle, my dad's friend. I'd forget everyone else before I'd forget you. Thanks, Bloody. Enjoy your book you're reading. Love ya. Hey, it wasn't in vain that I cared for you since you were little. Look, this is the notebook that fell out of your pocket. You kept it so carefully. It must be important, right? Flip through it and see if there's anything to help you regain your memory. Thick notebook pages were yellow and filled with writing. Upon closer inspection, it seems to be a travelogue documenting local folk customs. Earliest date is the travelogue from 1970s. Due to its age, some pages were stained with an unknown substance, making them hard to read. Lou felt overwhelmed by the large amount of text. He flipped to the title page and found a photo tucked in the cover. Isn't that your mom when she was young? The short-haired girl. Memory suddenly became clear in Lou's mind. A month ago, when Lou had just arrived home, he received a strange letter with no name. Inside it was just this photo and a note, inviting Lou to visit his mother's hometown in the village. That cuts off on the side there. Far away, long time, Him miss his roots dearly. Starting at his mother's portrait on the wall, Lou decided to accept the invitation and visit his relatives. It cut off on the side. I can't read it. What did you remember? I found a bit of a memory, but the people and things in the room still look very unfamiliar. It's okay. Is there anything you can't remember? Everyone will help recall it. Okay, thank you, everyone. I want to know why there's this gal back there. This isn't the face of the ghost I saw in the tunnel. Masked person is in the corner with the nervous picking at her fingers. She shivers slightly when being mentioned. This girl isn't a ghost. She's from the village up in the mountains. Hello, my name is Lu Zhang. I'm not even going to try to pronounce last names because it's so much difficult. Her voice was weak and frail. Under the terrifying mask, her figure was small and slender. She looked quite young. You're just a little girl. What are you doing wandering around the tunnel in the middle of the night? Aren't your family worried? It seems I saw my parents in the tunnel. Then somehow, didn't the tunnel collapse and get abandoned after people died there years ago? How could your parents be there? The girl's shoulders tremble, shaking her head vigorously without answering. Jin pointed at his own hand while looking at you, seeming hesitant to speak. Is this girl a bit off in the head? What you're meaning is still watching. Never mind, don't scare her. Why do you always wear a mask? It's the village rule. I have to wear this when I go down the mountain. Can you take it off? Otherwise, it's not good for my heart. The masked person hesitates for a moment. Reaches out to remove the neo mask covering her face. Oh, she's a little kitty. The girl's gaze falls on Lou's bandaged forehead, biting her lip. She has a pair of bright black eyes. Her gaze was pure yet cautious, with a hint of guilt and carefulness. I'm sorry for causing you to get hurt. The injury isn't serious, don't mind. She applied some mountain herbs for you. This folk remedy is very effective for treating wounds. Lazu did feel a soothing coolness coming from the wound on his forehead. The nostrils were filled with the faint herbal scent. My little girl, where did you get it? I mean, it's quite rare, isn't it? I picked them from the cliff. So translation issues definitely, and I'm sure I will butcher a whole bunch too. Wow, you're really something. The steep cliffs of the Snow Phoenix Mountains are not easy to climb. Have you remembered anything? Still haven't. The two brothers, except for the slightly different hairstyles, look almost identical in height and appearance. They both very open and friendly. Do you still remember us? The two guys perform opera. I'm a Jin, a young male role in the troupe, and this guy is my younger brother, Ayu, a young female role. Our troupe is going to perform at the village new festival for the spring festival, right? Your memory is pretty good. Seems like nothing serious happened. They only got us two performing for 10 full days in the past few years. Surely exhausting. This time, the troop leader finally recruited 2 more, so don't you go collapsing on us. You mean only you 3 hold the performing? Well, they don't have much money, can only afford to hire a small troop like ours. The place is too eerie. We always lose money. Don't understand why a leader Gu takes this job every year. Have you remembered everything? Still haven't. The woman before him exudes an aura that keeps strangers at a distance. Her beautiful yet cold face reminds him of his ex-girlfriends. She told Lou that she had peed on the apartment sofa after a drunken night. With the same face. Why are you staring at Chi Jing? Do you remember something? She reminds me of my ex-girlfriend. Glanced coldly at Lucy, crossing her arms and giving a faint snicker. Everything was understood without words. What the hell are you talking about? You two just met a few days ago. Don't mind this guy. Try to recall. Can you remember anything else? I have a bit of an impression. Seemed too lazy to introduce herself. She waves her hand and turns around to leave the room. Chin is also newly recorded into the troupe, just like you. Do you remember? From the hallways comes the sounds of a lighter clicking repeatedly but failing to light. It triggered a memory in Lou's mind. Take mine if you don't mind. In the dark and quiet forest, there was only the dim glow of their cigarettes. What made you decide to join the small troupe as a musician? To experience life? What about you? It takes a long time just for some legitimate reason. A random serial killer fact. Let's see, what do we got today? I have to go to my little check. I have a little notebook page saved here. Random serial killer facts. Ah, right here. This one will be great. 76% of the world's serial killers are in the United States. That's more than 3/4. If there was an Olympic event for serial murders, US would take gold every single time. The channel suggested that tracks. As a girl, you shouldn't travel to such remote places. It would be my pleasure to help you in any trouble. No need to embarrass when you're The translation on this is really rough, guys. I'm trying to do my best. When you run away from home, it's only right to help each other out. Lou said, pretending to be profound as he exhaled a mouthful of smoke towards the sky. Idiot. Chin sneers, throws the cigarette to the ground, stomps it out, and turns to leave. Have you remembered everything? I guess right now, still, technically, we haven't remembered everything. Beside him was a slightly worn but sturdy backpack, which had accompanied Lou through many places. Of course, he wouldn't forget this. Apart from some travel supplies and convenient foods, the items in the inner compartment should be more important. God, I'm messing up myself today. Seeing Lou puzzledly open his passport and look at the contents, Gu became more anxious. You managed to return from studying abroad with a great difficulty. Did you knock all that foreign knowledge too? No, let me organize my thoughts. I graduated and returned last month, joined the local theater troupe you run on Zero Island. Is as a magician. Is that right? Yeah, and doesn't help that some of the translation is very difficult. Didn't come across correctly, I guess is the best way to put it. Grinned and revealing a gold tooth, nodded with a sigh of relief. Have you remembered everything? There's gotta be something we still haven't checked. So let's... We can look at the windows. Lou massages his temples, which were throbbing from the effort of recalling. I walked to the open window to look outside. Looking at the scenery outside, I have no impression at all. It's normal if you don't. It's your first time coming to the Snow Phoenix Mountain, right? That big mountain outside is Snow Peak Mountain because you got injured or resting in the town at the foot of the mountain. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the village name. In the distance, Snow Phoenix Mountain wasn't very tall. The river meandered down from its peak. There are 2 more towns on the other side of the mountain. My mother was from the Zio family in the town and later married over to the other side of the mountain. We brothers are from the town opposite. Lou, remember to visit our home before you leave. We agreed on this earlier. Haha, really? You got a car accident and has no memory. You've remembered everything so quickly. We still have to go to the village up the mountain to perform the New Year's play. Haven't forgotten that, right? Okay, so are we leaving now? No need to rush. Let's rest in the town for a bit first. I've been performing the New Year play in the village for 5 or 6 years. It's always went smoothly. Why did such a big thing happen this time? Since we're already being delayed, why don't we go to the temple in town and pray to drive away the bad luck? Hey, don't be so impatient, my boy. The streets of the town are quite unique. Z is looking around with curiosity. Watching street performances, strolling the roadside stalls, resting and tasting tea. Let's watch the street performers. The performer dressed in a coarse red cloth was lifting a thick wooden pole. A person wearing a small ghost mask was flipping and spinning on the pole, occasionally making funny moves to interact with the audience, causing them to burst into laughter and applause. Uncle G, what's this? I'm gonna just go G, Z, whatever. Haha, this is the local unique neuro drama performance. This term sounds familiar. Z remembers seeing this term in the travelogue once, so he opened his notebook and tried to find it from memory. Standing on the higher part of the street, Z could see the old street paved with the blue stone slab stretching far into the distance. Every 100 steps, there was a crowd gathered around the drama performance, making the scene lively and bustling. The people dressed differently from the locals besides Z and his group were the few tourists excitedly taking photos. Huh, isn't the town always welcoming to outsiders? Our town tourism has been booming in recent years. They probably envy us. Isn't it said that the Hugh family, who holds power locally, gets very resented? What happened to that? The atmosphere in the town is very conservative. They don't even allow their own people to go out for work. I guess it'll be 100 years before they see any real development. Hey man, what a nice photo technique. Jim seems very interested in photography and went to strike up a conversation with the tourist taking photos. My bro just bought a new camera recently and he's been really into it, but knowing him, it'll probably only last 3 minutes. ADHD. Speaking of which, when your father came to our town to watch the drama back then, that's how we met. Touched by the scene, G reminisces about his younger days, and his fondness for Z grew even more. Your father said he wanted to compile a book on local customs like you. He loves reading. Z gives an awkward smile under G's affectionate gaze and changes the topic. They stroll through most of the town, unknowingly arrive at the Phoenix Temple. Stepping over the threshold, the temple is filled with incense smoke, with worshippers coming and going. Chin, C, we'll just say C. C, with her arms crossed, just looks at the hall indifferently, not entering. Not going to have a bow? Interesting. Behuda Steph doesn't understand what I want. Z chuckles, just about to say more, when passing worshippers push him into queue for the bowing and kowtowing. After a long wait, they finally reach the statue. Is that really what it's called? Hold on. Is a Buddhist spiritual being who achieved enlightenment but delayed entering nirvana to remain on earth and help the elders achieve enlightenment. Okay.
Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva? I had to look because I was like, is that really what it is? The Jin brothers bow first, and then it's Z's turn. Stone Phoenix Mountain is under the protection of the Phoenix Bodhisattva. With the blessing, you can get your wish to come true. I had to go look. I was like, is that really who it is? Uncle G, why does worshipping the deity sound like a work in a gang? That's fair. Z imitates Jin brothers' action. One bow, stands up, another bow, and finally offer incense. The nerd moment that's specifically for... I was about to say... Because I was like... I wish I would have spent more time on Asian culture and religion when I was in school. Of course, I was more into, like, obviously Native American, because, well, I have a little bit of Native American in me. It's a big part of my family, actually. And I got into more weird stuff, like occult stuff and criminal history. But I guess everybody has their little... a witch, right? A witch. I was really into folklore and that kind of stuff. Legends and myths and... Turning around, G holds 3 large, colorful, towering dragons, incense sticks, making quite a spectacle. Yeah, I just tried to learn a little bit about everything. Nerd stuff. Why not? The surrounding worshippers are astonished, and Z quickly steps aside, pretending not to know him, and observes the deity statue in the middle. Let's look towards the center. The golden statue is seated in the hall in the 8 meters tall. Beyond the usual features of the statue, it shows the adornments of a healer. She has her hair in a high bun, holds a green jade tablet, and has tiger amulet for medical use hanging from her waist, looking down with compassionate eyes. Is both human and deity, with a real historical prototype in our local area. Oh, okay. According to legend, she was a woman surnamed Hu from the village, an excellent healer who even tested medicines on herself. I said tasted. and compiled prescriptions for the common people. She remained unmarried all her life and passed away smiling in a medicinal field before she was 30, ascending to heaven to become a deity. The local people cherished her virtues, and every household worshipped her portrait. Over time, she became the deity. Okay, so that's the story. Z finds himself feeling more respectful towards the statue sitting on the lotus. Okay. Suddenly, there's a commotion at the temple entrance. It's Lou, wearing a new mask, kneeling and desperately kowtowing to the statue. Phoenix, I just heard it pronounced and I still can't say it. I didn't mean to come down the mountain. Please don't punish me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Oh. Stop kowtowing. Oh, we're on an ad break. Hold on. That means she smacked her head way too many times. Yeah, sometimes the ad break works and sometimes it doesn't. I purposely have it set so low so that way I don't have to, because I really hate ads. I really hate ads. Like, I understand why Twitch does it, just like YouTube, just like everything has ads. I understand it. It's a way to make money. But I don't care. Like, I don't buy anything based off the ads. So like I get Budweiser commercials all the time and I work for Budweiser. And I'm like, okay. Doesn't mean I want to go buy it. I work there. Or makeup ads. I don't wear any makeup. So it's like I don't need makeup ads. You know what I mean? But yeah. So their eyes is a success. Exactly. X is forcibly pulled up, her face still filled with intense fear, her eyelashes stuck together from the blood on her forehead. The scent of incense is faintly mixed with the medicinal fragrance, and Z suddenly feels a cold wind at the back of his head, shivering violently. There's a strong sense of being watched. Turn around. Amid the swirling incense, the phoenix, his serene and gentle face brings some peace to Z. Divine bless drive away evil. Suppressing his fear, Z mutters and bows his head in prayer. Oh. Excuse me? Oh. In the stillness of the nightmare of being watched, something suddenly taps him on the shoulder from behind. Are you going to bow or not? The people are waiting in line. Feeling weak all over, Z steps aside, turning around, his legs giving way completely. A tall, terrifying person in a mask is standing there, staring at him, along with X. Why did he kneel down so as soon as he saw me? Chew, you scared him. Toucan. At the open-air tea stall, everyone drinks tea in silence. Z got his head injured by this girl in the tunnel before he's already not too bright. Now you scared him again. Look, his eyes are all glazed over. Sorry. H takes off his mask, revealing a broad, gentle face despite his large build. I'm here to deliver medicine. I heard someone from the village was wandering around in town, so I came to check. X, why did you come down the mountain? The village head and the Phoenix Maiden will definitely punish you when you get back. That makes me think the Phoenix Maiden makes me think Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame is one of my favorite horror games of all time. So I think for Spook for Pause we'll play it again. I'm sorry. Bubble, but thank you for contributing to the No Man's Sky. And what is it? Fatal Frame? Fatal Frame. Which I think the first game came out on the PS2 or was it the PS1? This is definitely gonna make me look old when I Google this, honestly. Yeah, 2001. Why is this trip so unlucky? My nephew is injured and scared. Getting into trouble, even in the temple. Could it be the... I wish I could say that. Doesn't want him to go up the mountain? Leader G, why don't we skip performing in the village this year? We hardly make any money out of it. We haven't been home for New Year's in years, and our parents have argued about it several times. No, I definitely go up the mountain. Hearing the trope might give up the performance. C tones becomes uncharacteristically anxious. Z, what do you think? Your uncle wants to take care of you first. If you don't want to go up the mountain, I can transfer the village performance to another troop. Oh. We're gonna save. Did it save? Okay. I just want to make sure. Stick to the plan and go up the mountain, or safety first, stay back. I want to go up the mountain because curiosity. So, Uncle is just worried you can't handle it. You still have a head injury. It's not convenient to change bandages in the village. I've learned some medical skills from Teacher Z. I can help treat his injuries. The car is broken. We'll have to carry the props up the mountain path. Can you manage that, Z? H stands up, easily lifting Z with one arm and estimating his weight. No problem. I can carry him in the medical basket. His weight is less than the firewood I usually carry. Seeing the effort of two people from the village to get him up the mountain, Z feels moved. Uncle G, I'm fine. Let's stick to the plan and enter the village. So, probably multiple endings is what I'm going to assume. Everyone makes a brief rest before heading up the mountain. The soft padded medicine basket H carries is spacious and comfortable, cradling Z like he is floating on calm waves. Z, I've lulled by the steady pace, soon drifts off to sleep. Reading the reviews of Fatal Frame and came across the comment, but you can take pictures of ghosts and feel feet, so 10 out of 10 would recommend. That's funny. Fatal Frame was scary to me because you couldn't fight back. You had to use the camera. And it had a really good atmosphere. That's what made Fatal Frame so good for me. I like being scared, but I don't get scared often. That's the other problem with that. It's so sad. I can play horror games galore and not get scared. So it's sad. It's sad business. What are you doing, Mom? Oh. I'm pretty sure it didn't. When Z wakes, the room is quiet with only a woman sitting by his bed. Young man, you're awake. This is a guest house arranged by the village for your troop. I'm responsible for taking care and cleaning this place. You can call me Aunt Z. Thank you, Aunt Z. Where are the rest of my troop? Leader Uncle G said that they went to the stage for rehearsal first. They told you to rest well before joining them. Let's ask about the rehearsal stage location. Just go out and walk east for a few dozen steps, then north for a few hundred steps. Uh-huh. Walk west for a while, jump over a ditch, then go northeast, take 3 turns. Count to the 6th stone statue. Count on 3 times first, and look at where the eyes are pointing. Aunt Z's mumbling directions leave Z utterly confused, so he quickly gets up and leaves while he still remembers the way. Oh, young man, are you also a performer? I'm a magician. Magician? What kind of performance is that? I have to tell Q about this. She loves your tropes shows. Sure, you'll understand what a magician does when you see it. Could I really get to the stage by following Aunt Z's directions? Follow her directions. First east, then north. Is this the ditch? Ouch. Count to the 6th statue. Is this one? The eyes are looking. How did I end up back in town? Standing on the busy stone paved street, Z feels a bit disoriented. The compassionate eyes of the stone linger in his mind, seeming guiding him in another direction. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so do we return to the village or go to the Phoenix Temple? Any luck? I didn't think so, but I haven't gotten an email or anything. Both. Can't go both, Dragon. Let's go to the Phoenix Temple again. Above, the form money is an offering for you. Please don't play tricks on me again. Oh my god, we're doomed. Z gets up from prayer mat, nervously placing a handful of coins in the donation box. Mom, let's go home early. I'm hungry. May my son return home safely. Whether rich or poor, go home for the New Year's. Hurry up and finish your incense. Go home early. Return home safely. Hurry back. The voices going home, raising and falling in the crowd, overpower the chanting incense and prayers in Z's ears, feeling something. He looks up in a daze. The silent deity gazes down with compassion, treating all living beings like children. What? Are you saying we're going home? G, incredulous voice blares from the phone. You brat, how can you just leave like that? Oh, we got a different ending, I'm assuming. If I said the Snow Phoenix deity told me to, would you believe me? You're just like your dad. All right, be careful on the road. Got it. Z hangs up the phone, rubbing the small statue in his hand. Looking out the window, the mysterious Snow Phoenix Mountain remains captivating as ever. The colors should not be on there. What a magical place. I'll return when the time is right. Oh, so we got... and went home. Okay, so is that an ending? Oh, it's still going. The story has come to an end for now. Is there anything else you want to do? Oh, it's low game. Not satisfied with this ending? Use your wisdom and carve a different path. Okay. We're gonna return to the village this time. Interesting. So there's gonna be multiple endings. There's a performance tonight. I need to hurry back. How did I even get down from here? Huh? In a blink of an eye, Z finds himself back at the statues in the mountain. Bustling street and the loving gaze now seem like a fleeting dream. He notices the eyes are now closed. Scratching his head, Z bows 3 times to the statue and leaves. This time he swiftly walks out of the forest path and arrives at the village street. See, look at the statue of my door your mother left it in. The state. I think it was meant to be state. An elderly man with a hat size showing Che. Oh, wait. We were saying he was H. H. A door full of dents and holes. She claimed I sent you down the mountain to get the medicine to harm you. This morning she ranted and raved at my door. I hid inside, not daring to make a sound, afraid she might come in and chop me down too. Chief, sorry. You know, I always value you for being honest and hardworking. But with your mother's reaction, I'm scared to sleep with my eyes closed. This medicine job. Chief, please, jobs on the mountain are hard to find. Let me keep doing it. I've always remembered your kindness in my heart, and I already respect you like half a father. No, if your mother hears this, the entire village will have my funeral feast the next day. Buttering up gone wrong. Unable to hold back, Z burst into laughter, drawing the attention of both men. Z, how did you end up here? The new member of the troop, G, mentioned you. I'm Hong, the village chief, so we'll call him chief, of the village. My house is not far from the guest house. If you need anything while on the mountain, feel free to find me. Hearing that Z got lost on his way to the stage for a rehearsal, the village chief laughs and responds, It's easy to get lost here. We'll take you there. Following the 2 locals, Z quickly arrives at the village street. However, their path is blocked by a dense crowd. For some reason, the villagers are gathered silently, the street eerily quiet. The villagers appear to be waiting for something. As Chief, smiling, approaches with people, previous silent street becomes lively. Happy New Year, Chief. May the Phoenix deity bless you. Greet the chief. Some villagers even try to hand the chief cured meat or a basket of eggs. The chief greets everyone warmly, but waves off the offered items. Chief, who's this outsider? He's a new guy from the Zure Island troop this year. The troop worked hard every year coming up the mountain. We should treat them well. Hearing this, the caution looks in the villagers' eyes ease a bit. Their smiles towards Z remain polite but distant. Should we talk to the villagers first, or should we head to the stage? Let's talk to the villagers. Oh, we can just click on whoever. You're the new guy from the troop, right? Did you rehearse the new piece this year? The short-haired girl looks at Z with eager eyes, fingers crossed, smiling brightly. I don't know. I don't sing opera. I'm performing as a magician. Who's this girl? Is she also an outsider from the troop? No, isn't she from this village? Z, have you seen this girl here? Hi, Fluff. What girl? Just as I speak, the girl standing under the eaves disappears. Where did she go? No, thank you, Dragon. The villagers here seem to be mostly elderly. Looking around the crowd, young people and children like Kyuchi are few. Most of the middle age or older with weathered faces, perhaps from years of hard labor. Life on the mountain is tough. No water, no electricity. We buy daily necessities with incense money from the temple in town. If it weren't for the Phoenix Maiden on the mountain, the reputation of practicing ascension from blessing. Who wouldn't prefer to live in a town? I don't have big ambitions, but I have enough to stay on the mountain. Staying here too long drains a person's spirit. It's like herbs planted in the wrong place. They wilt easily. Sigh. Why am I telling you all this? Just some laugh point, bro. H sighs, rubbing his head in frustration. Z understands his feeling and pats the dejected H on the shoulder to comfort him. Why not move to town? We can't make money on the mountain, and my mom insists on staying on the Hugh family home. She won't leave. I can't abandon my mom, can I? She's a widow and raised me alone. It wasn't easy for her. We gotta get that lore, you know, guys. Sir, are you an opera performer? I'm a magician. Little girl, check your right pocket. The little girl, puzzled, does as she's told and finds a handful of candy in her hands, her eyes widening in shock. That's amazing. Seeing the admiration in the little girl's eyes, Z remembers he has something to inquire about this and squats down to whisper with her. Actually, besides performing, I have a secret mission here. Little girl, can you help me find out if there's anyone named Tayo in the village? Leave it to me, sir. You can usually find me in the bamboo grove behind the ancestral hall. Yeah, I did. It's been everywhere. Thank you. Remember, it's our little secret. Yeah, stayed away too. Hi, Miko. Besides the giant totems on the old walls, phoenix motifs are everywhere, and the lanterns and stone tablets along the street. Chief, what is this totem? Hey, don't point at it casually. This is a symbol of our village. Snow Phoenix Faith. H bows to the phoenix carving on the roadside monument, smiling and signaling Z to do the same. Legend has it that it's a white phoenix once roosted atop Snow Phoenix Mountain to bring auspicious to the area. Since Dragon's slacking. I was doom scrolling the videos. Not what I was expecting, yeah. I already got it. It emphasized with human suffering and can incarnate as a phoenix deity through the body of local girl to save people. I have to give you shit, Dragon. The girl possessed by the deity is revered as the Phoenix Maiden. Out of reverence for the Phoenix Maiden, the villagers willingly stay on the mountain practicing. What is that? Is a practice of self-denial for spiritual discipline, typically involved a renunciation of sensual pleasures. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay. I was like, so pretty much giving up. This game is Italian. No, it's not Italian. It's Chinese. It's 1 a.m. I'm CP and I'm in bad mood. Why are you in a bad mood? I had to look it up because I was like, I do believe that's when you give up certain pleasures, like keeping stuff and everything like that. He's like, okay, smartass, I can gather what country it's from. By the way, Z, when you ran into X in the tunnel, was she heading down the mountain? Ooh. Yes. Upon hearing this answer, his warm smile turned serious. She needs to be taught a lesson. She might have just been playing around. You don't understand. It's for her own good. Choosing to believe in the Phoenix deity means one cannot casually leave the mountain for life. True devotion requires sincere practice. Leaving without permission not only wastes accumulated merit. Thank you, Discord, for letting me know I've been connected. But could also incur the deity's wrath, bringing divine punishment. As Z chats with the villagers, the sounds of drums and gongs approaches from afar. So much lore being pumped into our brain, I know, right? Everyone quiet down. Welcome to Divine. The clamor of the musical instruments drowns out his voice, and the villagers bow their head and clasp their hands, remaining still. Z is still looking around, his head pushed down by Z, who whispers a reminder. It is a Nile ceremony rehearsal. Even though it's a rehearsal, show some respect or the villagers will find fault with you. Z obediently lowers his head, listening to the drum beats and footsteps gradually passing by. Suddenly, the deafening sound of gongs and drums stop. Instead, there's a commotion and the drunken laughter of a man. How come no one invited me, the priest, to preside over the ceremony? Without my ritual to invite the gods, do you know which way the Peach Blossom Cave door opens? Ha. Oh. Bro? Wait, I was so busy reading, I was like, what the fuck did I just miss? I was like, wait a second. Jesse, we need an intermission. Dragon Cement. I doubt it. That's too expensive. Sorry, that was bad. Sorry. That was bad. I'm so sorry. As you sorry. That was so mean. I'm sorry. Ah, that was mean. That was mean. Dragon's gonna be like, get out of here. I don't love you anymore. Damn it, why is causing trouble again? Amid H's angry mutter, Z lifts his head to look at the commotion's center. A burly man wearing a mask is brazenly barging through the crowd, scattering the parade. Listen, in this economy, no one can afford anything. It's fine. I know, I got excited. Okay, so if you're not part of my Discord and haven't been in chat today, I just got excited because I was looking for a book to listen to today because I finished my audiobook. And I was just excited because I didn't have to pay for it. I found one that I wanted to listen to and I didn't have to pay for it. I was like, yeah, free book! Woo woo! I'm like, Jesus Christ, Jess. What is wrong with you? What? Why are you all staring at me? His unsteady steps cause the mask to slip, revealing a bloated, unpleasant, drunken face, laughing and spewing alcohol breath at every frightened face. He comically wraps the red cloth from the parade around his head, looking like a clown seeking attention. No. No. You keep it up. I send you red lace bra. What do we all have in common now? We broke him. Fucking yeah, we are. Can we afford money nowadays, right? Like, all my money is currently going into paying for gas for my car for my 2 jobs. So, the villagers' gaze are filled with disgust, but no one stops his brazen actions. Z, you're not needed for today's ceremony. Go sober up. The village chief rushes over from the back of the parade, gently preceding the drunkard with the sweet bed beating on his anxious forehead. Who's drunk? H, this wine's from your place. Is too weak, not good as medicinal wine. Chief glances at the wine bottle in Z's hand and his old face wrinkling in distress. Hi, Nini. I was lurking in your stream yesterday. I was surprised you were playing Phasmophobia. Thumping a creek. Whose are bigger? Yours or Nini? Just want to know if I have to be. Nini. Nini's boobs or twice my size. Yeah. I almost died in the valley of Nini. It would have been a happy death, but you know what I mean. She's gonna be like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Nini. That's fine. That's fine. Oh god, that would be awful. Could you imagine? But after seeing that lady that has the double Z boobs, I would never want them to be that big. Because can you imagine the back problems? Like, I would be in a wheelchair, bro. Like, my back already hurts. Like, just saying. I'm just saying. This is Mouty, was for the second Master Hugh from the New Year's. Z, you really know how to pick. Triggered by some nerve, the drunken man suddenly flies into a rage. He slams the bottle hard on the ground, the rich scent of alcohol spreading with the shattered glass. Don't worry, those double G's are inflatable, right? I can already feel... No. Wait. Wait. Mika, why did you have to say that? Because I immediately was like... Okay, I still got a little bit, okay? Before you're bigger than me. I had to. You should have said something. That was your fault. That is just your fault. Just saying. Not on camera. I would have done it on camera anyways. I would have been like... Who the hell is that Hugh? And where are these stupid rules on the mountain? This town thrives on pharmacology, while you idiots cling to the damn rules. Why shoves the chief aside and walks towards the end of the street, with villagers hastily making way. A child standing still in his path gets a rough push from the impatient Z. Oh, well, why? Get out of the way, brat. A young man in the parade, unable to dodge and chide, collides heavily with the boy, causing the white flute in his hand to drop to the ground. The flute rolls over to Z, who instinctively bends down to pick it up. What material is this flute made of? It looks a bit strange. Before Z can examine it closer, the young man rushes over, fearfully snatching the flute from his hands. It's his fault. It's his fault. Deity above, please bear witness, because I can't say that word. The man murmurs incessantly, apologizing in trembling use of a red cloth to wipe the flute. What's wrong? Are you okay? Following the man's fearful gaze, Z sees Y standing malevolently in front of the divine, smirking. You haven't properly honored the phoenix flute. Y licks his lip wickedly, suddenly widening his eyes and shouting, "Beg the phoenix deity for forgiveness." The man shakes uncontrollably, his legs giving way as he kneels, crawling with a mournful face to the front of the parade. Oh, okay, so this is where the deity comes in, the Phoenix Maiden. Please forgive me. Y lifts the curtain and takes out a long vine whip decorated with the phoenix pattern. You worthless scum, how dare you ask for forgiveness? Oh no, why did you whip the boy? Phoenix flute is what no, it's a fucking maple log. We already know this. I do like the art style. I do actually like the art style. You're right. It's a maple log. It's plain spookish though. Been feeling better anxiety-wise, which I failed a bit. Oh my god, girl, you had to be screaming laughing at the boob stuff. Okay, how did you find my Twitter feed? Mopalog still functions and every... Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! Man screams in agony as he's lashed, but maintains the pose of holding the phoenix flute high, not daring to evade. Oops, my bad about the cut. I'm glad you're apologizing about the caps. Boys against what? Well, you guys know how exciting my love life is. I have to cuddle with the books on my bed, okay? Like, we know. I said what I said. That's my love life. You have things to cuddle? Damn, I know, right? I even had to buy myself birthday gifts. Also, Miko's birthday's coming up too. Only when the man back is bloody and torn does Wise, gasping for breath, lower the whip. Master Z, will the deity forgive me now? Seeing the man's pitiful plea, Y lifts his head, looks around with a faint glimmer of sorrow in his bleary eyes. Forgive? The deity is laughing nonstop. Master Y, please punish me and make the deity not angry. A mother, seemingly snapped out of her fear, pulls the boy who collided with the flute player down, both of them protesting. The boy cries loudly, forced to mimic his mother's actions, kowtowing for forgiveness. Get up, you don't need to kneel anymore. Sorry, you guys are my gift. You guys are my gift every fucking day. I know you guys probably think that's weird, but you really are. Like, with me starting this second job and feeling like whatever, it's been a little bit scary because I've been worried about everything, you know, like being able to keep up with everybody and still stream and not be too tired and all that fun jazz. And the fact that like everybody sticks around and hangs out and sends me stupid things like memes and stuff, like that stuff is the best in the world. Not literally look at them, by the way, it was figure speech. But like, it makes my day. Even if it's something simple like getting sent, like Mike's a great example. Mike sends me random Kingdom Hearts memes or Kingdom Hearts fan art, just randomly, and that's like some of the best. She said we're a gift. Be prepared for her to ask for a return receipt. Shit. Just saying, like, having you guys is more of a gift to me than anything I'll ever have. Like, Kingdom Hearts memes where? Yeah, Mike and I send each other a lot of Kingdom Hearts fan art, memes, everything like that. Nah. You guys put up with me. Also, hello, mashed potato. You guys put up with me, so like that's the world's greatest gift. I don't care what anybody says. You could say that's corny, you could say that's mushy, I don't care. Like, I spend my days watching K-dramas and reading books and working. Like, I have no life except for my Twitch life. My child mistakes, has the deity forgiven it? In the mother's hopeful eyes, Y covers his mouth, letting out a gargling sob-like laughter. Ha ha ha. The deity wants me to tell you, when the divine punishment comes, you'll all die. You and you and you. With the great snow falls and the divine punishment descends, no one will escape. The mother screams and faints, the surrounding villagers dodging Y's pointing fingers, causing chaos. Audiobooks don't count. Yes, they do! Audiobooks do count! Get out of here! That's not morbid at all. I wait for Jesse to appear at the end of my day so I can enjoy it. I know, and I'm 3 episodes behind now. Y shoves the vine whip into someone's arm, laughing manically as he stumbles away. The chaos caused by Y takes ages for the village chief and H to calm down. Who is Y? How can he act so arrogantly? Y is the village's only neo-priest, second in status to the Phoenix Maiden. So even though he's become like this, no one can punish him. No wonder you need to invite the troop from the town to assist. With Wise rogue face, he can't perform near dances or even conduct regular ceremonies. By the way, Chief, why I mentioned divine punishment? Sigh, just in case, go keep an eye on him. If he causes trouble during the ceremony, it will be a big problem. You drag someone into this chaos, Nini? We were just talking about boobs. C and H nod and leave. Chief, with a weary smile, turns to Z. I have matters to discuss at the ancestral hall, so I can't escort you further. Jesus Christ. The English is not Englishing. You know, big muscle ones. So, for someone that reads all the time, I can't freaking read apparently today. I've also fallen fair. That's what I call Nini's boobs. The little in between her boobs, the Grand Canyon. Sorry, Nina, I had to. I had to. I had to circle back to that. The sage is not far. Just go straight down the street. He means my canyon, girl. I know, that's what I said. See, geez, worried face. I gotta focus. We're professional streamers here. Not really, but you know, it sounds good. Z tactfully takes his leave and heads towards the stage alone. We ain't professionals around here. I don't know who we're fucking kidding. On both sides of the path were indistinct thickets and woods, making the mountain trails hard to discern from someone not local. Z exhales a white cloud of breath, suddenly realizing the temperature has dropped below freezing. Could it really be about to snow? He glances at the darkening sky, tightens. Now, like I said earlier, there is some translation issues on this, so I have been kind of subbing words in, so tightens his coat and quickens his pace. Yes, a little to the left, a bit more to the left. Several villagers were hanging banners and lanterns on the stage. Not Fluff, the real VIP here. She's like, I want lore, Jess, lore. Plus, I prefer Jesse's because they're superior. We are about the lore around here. It's because I haven't been shouting lore before the lore, isn't it? But I need to get on my game. The village stage was traditional old-style stage, showing signs of its age from outside. Intricately carved phoenix totems on the railing remain exquisite, but the wooden pillars were peeling and decay. Your tits are lore. God, could you imagine if I had a whole... Could you imagine if you gave your tits lore? Whatever. It's fine, Who behaves in this chat? Come on. We don't fucking behave. Imagine if I had a hole. No, not a hole. Okay, so, funny story. I don't know if Momo's lurking about, but funny story with Momo earlier. So Momo and I were talking, and I said, yeah, I'm in a horror book stage. Like, because I just finished a really good horror book. And she's like, you're in a horror stage? And I'm like, well, I wish, but no. I was like, don't we all? So I was like, that just made me think of that, because I'm like, yeah. Horror stage, dude. Horror. Not whore. I didn't say Miko. Really, I apparently also not persuading. Agent and you were focused on the rehearsal on the stage. Try 10 years, guys. It's been 10 years. Okay, so where was I? Well, G was discussing something with a few villagers wearing red sashes. You get too late? A short-haired girl was sitting alone in the audience seats, curiously watching Z approach. Got held up on the way. Looking forward to tonight's performance? I am. It's the highlight of my year. That's quite exaggeration. I'm Z. What's your name? I actually tried. You're okay. I'm not. Phoenix Maiden. What? Hey, isn't that Z? Z, are you feeling better now? Why the little... Oh, the air quotes? Are you feeling... I don't know. With their opera tones, the three members of the troupe put their tasks and gathered around Z. I'm fine, just came to rehearse. Huh? In a blink of an eye, the girl beside him had disappeared. Where'd she go? Who? There was no one here but you. Sorry, I think you're still not fully recovered. Oh, wait, she's not? She's the Phoenix Maiden? Z, let Agent and AU continue. You can get on the stage later to familiarize yourself with the process. Agent and AU, grinning, pat Z on the shoulder and jump back on the stage to continue rehearsing tonight's performance. Despite their usual carefree demeanor, they sang opera quite well when serious. Uncle G, where's C? She picked up the instruments quickly and went for a walk into the village after rehearsal. She said she'd be back before the performance. Oh, so we're doing it from... C, do you want to see the picture of C playing the drums? I just secretly took it with my camera. Stopping his opera steps, Agent yells to Z from the stage. Lower your voice or the villagers will glare at you again. I don't believe in their DV... Oh. Play on the drums. So... Yeah, I'm still a little curious about this village. We've already gotten one ending on accident, by the way. just to recap, everybody. I don't believe in their deity. Their gets... See, this is where I told you guys. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Mouse Potato. They've got so many fucking rules, I'm assuming is what it's supposed to be. Noticing the villagers decorating the stage, casting hostile glances, AU quickly elbows his brother. My lord, close your mouth right now. Jessu. Look. Aegean pouts resentfully and mimed, zipping his line shut. Mimed. I have memes on the brain now. Yes, Floof. You rascal, focus on rehearsal instead of worrying about the fucking camera. Gayu chided, handing the camera from the audience seats to Z. Z, put it in your backpack. So, Aging, would it be possible to jump in? Ah, yeah, you can. Doesn't keep thinking about it. Flipping through photos, take pictures. Ooh, let's flip through the photos. The picture Akin took... Akin? See, it keeps changing the names. Took the practice, you're good. Hold on one moment. We're mostly landscape shots. We're with the last one capturing Chi's profile as she predicted reading the sheet music. Okay, sleep, enjoy this. Have fun. Good night. Sweet dreams. Dream of boobs. Anyways, what's the fluff? With such composed stage presence, she must have experience performing in a band. Know what you need to ask me? You can send it now. As Z is zoomed in, is it here? You can do a lot. You can send it now. Mm-hmm. His attention was. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll look at it. His attention was caught by the usual. Okay, that's fine. Usual drumsticks. I love you too. Bye. And usual drumsticks she held. These drumsticks seem to be made of the same material as the flute. There we go. What's up? Staring at sea? A picture for so long? It's nothing. So I'm thinking she's gotta be her ex-girlfriend. I'm everywhere. It's fine. I actually prefer it when everybody jumps in. If they like, hey, I know you're streaming, but oh. English. Seems to misunderstand, giving Z a knowing look and patting his shoulder. Because I know how good my memory is. Where if I don't ask you a question immediately or forget to like type you it, I'll forget for like 4 fucking days. Your dad invited me to the village as a tour guide back in the day, and it was on this stage that he first met your mom. Your dad aimed to travel all over China, but one word from your mom made him settle down. I was there witnessing their love story from the start. They eloped from the mountain and married despite opposition. Then they had you. G's face softened as he reminisced, as if the past youth were unfolding before his eyes. I've witnessed my mom getting sick, my dad running away, and the last memory was of his frail mother lying on a deathbed struggling for breath. Undignified ending. Okay, so I'm cute. Okay. See, we got distracted by boobs, and now I'm like, what do we got going on here? I do like the art, though. That's what immediately attracted me to it. And also, for everybody that doesn't know, lately I've been really into C-dramas. Um, I'm reading 2 books right now. The Iron Widow, which is you've missed 90% of the lore, right? Here, let me get up real fast. Oh, I got up too fast. So let me grab these. So I'm currently reading The Daughter of the Moon Goddess. So for everybody that's not part of it, don't hurt yourself. I am a walking hurt myself. For the Bookie Nookie Book Club. Yeah, I do need to watch that. I really need to watch that. One of the prompts I did was set in Asia because that's been my hyperfixation lately. So The Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and then Iron Widow. And then this one is the second one, which I didn't know that until I bought it. The book's beautiful. But The Night Ends with Fire is actually a Mulan retelling. So I'm really excited. I ordered the first one. But yeah, so I've kind of been on a K-drama, Asian, everything. Plus, one of my favorite horror games is an Asian horror game. After Ajin and AU finished rehearsing, it was Z's turn to perform on the stage. He chose the magic trick he had performed numerous times, completing it smoothly and bowing to the scattered applause from Ajin and the others. It's made my. I know. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry because that is one thing I love talking about. I love talking about books. I fucking love talking about books. Impressive. Feeling a bit nervous, Z glanced at the ghostly girl, deciding it was best to ignore her. G looked at the darkening sky, muttering something before smiling at Z. Z, would you like to watch the village processional ceremony? It's quite unique to the village. Your dad was very interested in it back then. Well, I always will talk about stuff I like. That's why I always feel bad when I go on a history rant or I go on a book rant because that's not something a lot of people are passionate about, and I'm like all for it. And I tried not to for the longest time to like was the word go down that rabbit hole pretty much. But that's not being true to myself, you know what I mean? Let's attend the ceremony. We've got the stage covered, just go. Plus, for my new job, I drive an hour to work pretty much and an hour back home. Following his memory from earlier, Z retraced his steps and the trees thinned out and he began to hear the lively sounds of gongs and drums ahead. Oh, yes. From under the plaque of the Hugh Family Industrial Hall, a magnificent and eerie deity procession approaches. The Samir. Jeez Louise. The ceremonial trope accompanied the divine sedan, numbered in the dozens, making for a lavish and bustling scene. I do like the art, though. The art, man. But you guys know me. Like, art in games is probably one of my favorite things. The leader in the front of the sedan chanted blessings as they moved. One man vigorously spun a flower umbrella wrapped in multicolored cloth and shiny oiled paper. Behind him, two other fellows, each holding a wooden placket. One of the brown backwards with the golden characters spelling out New Deity Grand Assembly. Get a white background with the golden phoenix patterns. And in the center, intricately written in black characters, Z watches over. And the words, keep away. On both sides, someone shakes silver bells at each stopping point, and they lit a firecracker and throw them to the roadside. Only after these three led the way can the divine sedan chair proceed slowly behind them. And also, this was on sale, so I think I spent like $3. The following sedan chair is a man on stilts, wearing an armor-like clothing and a neon mask. Okay, so hold on. So, speaking of our lore here, okay, so this is a Chinese mask used in operas and rituals, which in ancient shamanistic traditions performed to exorcise evil spirits and pests from the community to communicate with the spirit world. Okay, so the mask depicts a furious warrior and a majestic and imposing, likely serving as a guardian spirit, inspired by legendary folk in general. After come another set of figures holding the Neo Deity Grand Assembly and Keep Away plaques, along with the large banner separating the band and the ceremonial troupe, with the procession ending with the band. Surrounded by villagers, the sedan chair bearers began their parade. Children laughed and sung folk songs. Oh, 24th, 12th lunar month. The primary eve. Oh, we should Valor. We should probably observe the parade. We'll stand with our girlfriend. Z was. Oh, that's really loud. Sorry if that's loud for you guys. That was loud for me. Z was about to follow the parade when he noticed she's leaning against the wall, smoking, but unaffected by the surrounding commotions. The fireworks was loud. Are you joining the parade? Too noisy, waiting for the crowd to pass. Aren't you going? I prefer the quiet too. I do like the art. She smiles faintly. The two stood together watching the bustling street. Outside, we only celebrate Christmas. It's been a long time since I celebrated New Year's properly. If you miss home, why not go back? The home I miss is my childhood home. Tossing my winter break homework in the drawer, going out daily to play with firecrackers and snow with friends. Coming home to dusk to find my parents placing steaming hot dishes on the table. Same here. So that is one thing I do miss about my time when I was in Korea. Always had... It felt like a feast every night when you'd come home for dinner. Because there's just plates of everything. You know what I mean? Like, just plates of everything. Vegetables, meats, noodles, rice. It's just like a little mini feast. I do miss that. I do miss that a lot. Let's ask about her New Year's wishes. Listen, the villagers are making wishes. It's part of the ritual. Just bowing to the gods, how can their wishes come true? It's better to do it yourself. What about you? Me, I wish for a cup of coffee. On days I don't drink it, I feel like withdrawal symptoms to keep me too tired to function. She rummaged through her pockets and actually produced a packet of instant coffee. Here. Thank you, my deity. Oh, she smiled. The sound of firecrackers pushes the night sky filled with swirling smoke and red paper debris. His ears were filled with the villagers' sincere prayers and high and low, and he was affected. Facing the high divine sedan chair, he silently made a wish. Hope this trip yields some results. A cool breeze wrapped around his whisper, swirling in the mid-air before blowing it upwards. Lifting a corner of the red curtain draped over the sedan chair. Inside, he thought was an empty sedan, sat a person dressed in a colorful clothing. With a neon mask on their face, Z could not tell if it was a man or a woman, only catching a glimpse of long white hair hanging over the shoulders. The wind passed and the curtain quickly fell back down. Oh, dun dun dun. Z stood there, suddenly feeling dizzy and his face growing warm. The one brought out of the ancestral hall, that should be the Phoenix Maiden. This does make me want to play Fatal Frame so bad. Did she just look at me? I do want to play Fatal Frame now. I want to play it so bad now. It's only a month, and then we could play it for Spook for Paws. Which, by the way, if anybody has any ideas for Spooks for Paws, please put it in my Discord. Please. Fetal. Oh, did I say fetal? That's fair. Put it in my Discord. Also, new Paw Patrol game came out. So we already have the first goal already. We have a new kids game to play. Thank you, Dragon, for contributing to the No Man's Sky challenge. Flus wants to play. We should do Phasmo. Yeah, there's a new Paw Patrol game. I know. After the deity's possession, the villagers ate and then gradually gathered at the theater, awaiting tonight's ritual dance. Fluff, thank you for contributing to the No Man's Skies. We're gonna do. So far, what I have is Alien Isolation with the voice control on, which will suck. Suck. I do want to play Phasmo. Yeah, I saw that there is a game where you play as a dog. I want to see the movie too. I just went brain dead. The brain just went. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Oh, I'm gonna see if some of the horror honeys will join me for a Dead by Daylight. I've never played it, and I thought it would be a good Spook for Paws goal. I'm sure I could get a couple of the girls to play with me. Be like, God, you're awful. Because they all play Dead by Daylight a lot. And then I have a couple of other ones. Couple other ideas, but I'm still like floating around some ideas. So if anybody has any, let me know. You can post it in the charity planning in Discord. Because this year I'm hoping I'll be with a PC by then. We'll see. But following the crowd into the theater, Z's mind still replays the scenes of the procession. Hey Z, you're here. Why are you standing around? Come on, let's get ready backstage. G has scheduled your act right after the ritual dance. But if you want to watch the whole ritual dance, just take a break. Leader is nowhere to be found right now. Go to backstage to prepare. Stay at the front stage. Let's go to the backstage to prepare. I've never played it either, but I got Dead by Daylight, and I'm gonna play with the crew soon, so I'll have it. Yeah, because I should. I've always wanted to. I just never played it. I need to warm up my voice. It might be noisy for you so let's have separate rooms. Left or right backstage? Which one? Let's take left. Z pushes the door open to find the short-haired girl already inside. She was careful sorting through the theater's troops, props, costumes, seeming very fond of them. This is the troops' backstage area. Please leave. I'm the Phoenix Maiden. How dare you tell me to leave? Phoenix Maiden? Not such a big deal. The girl's face turned red. She stood up and abruptly as if greatly insulted. How dare you say that? Don't you know the Phoenix Maiden is the most revered person here? You say here, right? Outside of the Snow Phoenix Mountain, there are many more remarkable people. Then who's the most respected person in the outside world? That's hard to say. Well, rich people, technically. That's rude. Jess. Everyone outside the mountain is equal. Although it's relatively equal, if you earn your own living, you deserve respect. Thinking you're superior isn't impressive at all. While chatting with the girl, Z hears Aegean's voice from outside. Z, the Phoenix Maiden ritual dance is almost over. Come backstage to get ready. All right, I'm coming. Something's off. Let's say something's off. Before leaving, Z realizes something and turns to the girl. Isn't the ritual dance performed by the Phoenix Maiden? You are... Actually, I'm not the Phoenix Maiden. I just envy her for being respected everywhere and having village attention on her every move. I see. If you just want to be seen, there are many ways. Performing as a magician on stage is one. Is that so? If you don't believe me, watch my performance tonight. It will surprise you. Z smiled slightly and left backstage to wait behind the curtain. The knock on the door made me jump. Focusing on the backstage preparations, I missed the ritual dance. Z, feeling reluctant, lifted the corner of the curtain and peeked at the stage. So should we have watched the dance? At such a close distance, the Phoenix Maiden turned her head, her eyes meeting Z's gaze. Her red eyes, like the red plum blossoms in the snow, fell upon Z's heart. She glanced at him lightly, her expression as serene as snow, slowly turning away. Z's heart skipped a beat, and he quickly hid behind the curtain. So beautiful. His heart was beating fast. Something's wrong. The mask appear. The villagers rushed out from backstage in a panic, followed by the bewildered agent. What's going on now? Geez, I have no idea. As the two conversed, the sounds of drums and gongs gradually ceased. A faint herbal fragrance and the clicking of silver ornaments filled the air as the Phoenix maiden dressed in colorful attire brushed past them. Muttering, Adrian fell silent, lowering his head, wanting to look but not daring to, as the Phoenix maiden walked away. Jeez Louise, Jess. Z? The Phoenix maiden turned her head, startling Z, who silently was watching her back. Your name is Z? New member. Yes. Although wearing a mask, Z felt that the Phoenix maiden behind the mask seemed to chuckle softly. She said nothing more and turned and walked away slowly towards the left backstage, her figure disappearing around the corner. Damn it. How come you, a newcomer, got the Phoenix maiden's attention? I've never even spoken to her. In Agent's frustration laminate, Z dazedly stepped onto the stage. Standing on stage, facing the noisy audience, Z, still lost in the Phoenix Maiden's dance, was a bit absent-minded. 3 front row troop members anxiously whispered to remind him. Hey, stop daydreaming. Is this guy getting stage fright at the last minute? Mag, thank you for the raid. The lawyer always judges me. Mag, how was the rest of Imposter Factory? I was lurking because I didn't want spoilers because I want to play that. But thank you, Backwoods Gold. Good lord. I apparently have ghosts on the brain, so please forgive me. So, Mag, how was it? Did it make you cry? Because some bitch named Mag made me cry with Finding Paradise. Was it Finding Paradise or To the Moon? Which one of those made me cry? I think it was probably both. It poked me and it feels good. Good. I'm never gonna let you live it down. I love a good game like that, though. Come on. No worries. I'll give him a boost. AO started clapping, gradually leaving the audience in a round of applause, bringing Z back to reality. All 3 games, yeah. So it did. Okay, because I was worried, because, those games, that's a high bar. That game series has a high bar. Anyways, welcome on in, Raiders. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jessie Lee James. I'm definitely not a professional streamer today. And we are playing a visual novel called Death Mask. There is a little bit of translation issues. Plus, I'm struggling today, so just bear with me. Oh, I cry on stream. Fuck. I have no chill. I'll cry on stream. Welcome to the Magic Knights. The last one poked me because much more recent things. A few years ago, I would not have felt the same. Right, true. Reflectively saying his usual opening line, Z spread his arms, his fingers subtly manipulating the props hidden in his sleeve. I have that one. Oh my god. How can this be? A commotion of astonishment erupted from the audience, not because the rose that Z conjured out of thin air, but because they were looking fearfully at the snow-filled sky. It's snowing. Yeah, that game is... Ooh. Remember when we played Sea of Solitude? That and Blackwood Crossing. Oh my god, Blackwood Crossing makes me cry every time. And I subject myself to that every freaking Christmas. It's really snowing. Why I said it would happen. 3 Neo Mask comes with the snowstorm. Divine punishment is coming. Snow is a good sign. Everyone will have an abundance here. Come on, let's continue. In the midst of the crowd's desperate cries as they looked at the sky, Z's attempt to bring them back to attention with auspicious words seems futile. Yeah, Blackwood Crossing. Oof. That one always makes me cry. Adrian, with his legs crossed, curiously glances around. It's just some snow. Why is everyone so excited? Are you sure? They don't look happy. Is that something burning? She lightly fanned her hand near her nose, trying to trace the source of the smell in the wind. Z, scratching his head on stage, saw Chi's gaze shift above him, and her expression suddenly changed. Z's ears faintly caught the creaking sound from the wooden beams above, instinctively stepping back to look for the source of the noise. Z, watch out! Oh! There's a body! Well, we are trying to solve murders. What? What fell down? It's on fire. Fire, fire. A man fell down. Someone fell down. Who? A living person still alive? Dead? Dead? Must be dead. It's divine punishment. It's divine punishment. Oh my god, like, I cannot keep up with that. The Phoenix, have mercy. Welcoming the gods. Chapter 1 clear. Oh my gosh, we finally just did chapter 1. Nightfall, 9 to 11 p.m. The ground was quickly covered in a thin layer of snow, reflecting the crackling flames on the stage. The figure wrapped in the fire remained motionless, and the fire swiftly spread long before reaching the ribbons entwined around the pillars. In a brief moment of everyone's shock, the entire stage caught on fire. Z, closest to the stage, turned his head to avoid the approaching smoke, feeling the skin on his face burning. The Phoenix Maiden is still on stage. Put out the fire, the cops are backstage. Don't let the fire spread. Unlike the two troop members who were panicking, the villagers were momentarily at a loss before. Many of them knelt in the snow, devoutly bowing towards the blazing stage. Phoenix Maiden, please stop the snow. Snow Phoenix deity above, please see, none of us have any disrespect. Whoever has angered you, just bring divine punishment upon that person. Your Phoenix Maiden is about to be burned to death, and all you do is pray. What the fuck? Seeing the growing flame, A usually elegant cursed in frustration. None of the kneeling villagers paid him mind and continued their prayers, chanting in unison. Their murmured prayers drowned out all other sounds, making Z's ears buzz. Rush on stage to save her. Let's go save her. See if we die. Seeing the fire glowing on stage, the urgency of the situation, Z's body reacted before his mind could. He took off his coat, scooped up a handful of snow, covered his lower face with the coat, and climbed onto stage, rushing into the flames and smoke. Z, stop it. G's frightened shout was drowned out by the sound of burning wood. The surrounding heat was overwhelming, and the smoke made it impossible for Z to open his eyes, forcing him to navigate by feel. The snow within his coat quickly melted, and Z used the damp cloth to cover his nose and mouth, and occasionally looking up to call out. Where are you, Phoenix Maiden? After a few calls, Z inhaled some smoke, causing him to cough violently. I'm here. Z's hands were taking another, the temperature of which, like her voice, was cool and reassuring. She guided Z forward slowly, their pace unhurried. It felt less like they were amidst the fire and more like a casual walk. The implicit trust he had Z tightly following her lead. Until the heat began to subside, Z cautiously opened his eyes and found they had reached the edge of the stage where the fire was less intense. Beside him, holding his hand in a dignified Phoenix, is the dignified Phoenix Maiden. Her elaborate ribbon-adorned costume remained unburnt, and she still wore the mask she just had taken from the wall. Seeing them emerge, the villagers rejoiced and knelt in succession. The Phoenix Maiden is truly blessed by the Snow Phoenix. The Phoenix Maiden emerged from the flames. She is indeed the divine being. Holding Z's hand, and softness and warmth of flesh were felt. She's clearly human, just like me. Silent, since the Phoenix Maiden is safe, let's put out the fire on stage. Hielu, who appeared at the back of the audience with He-chan, and several villagers spoke up. Didn't you hear Granny Lu? Everyone fetch water and fight the fire. What, you guys were just gonna let her burn in there, and now that it's done, you're gonna fucking put the fire out? Bro, that's cold. Lots of men send the villagers out of their days, and they poured out to fetch water. Yes, you need to watch I watched too many. He caught almost the crowd, directed the villagers to form teams to either fetch containers from home or wait by the well. We gotta get these names perfect. Yeah, right. The chaotic group gradually organized. He himself grabbed 2 buckets of water, brought AU, and rushed backstage, muttering, "My costumes, my instruments, my equipment." The few villagers escorted the Phoenix Maiden offstage and quickly left the area. Z, why are you standing there? Help out. Z, his gaze following the Phoenix Maiden, snapped back to reality and joined the crowd in fighting the fire. After several trips, Z and AU carried another bucket of water backstage. Fortunately, the fire spread that wasn't severe, and G had already put out the flames, carefully inspecting his precious items. By the way, where's Ajin? He came to the backstage before the ritual dance started. Z, breathless, put down the bucket and looked around, not seeing Ajin anywhere. Speaking of which, I haven't seen my brother since earlier. Z suddenly recalled the unknown quotes that fell from the stage, and his heart raced. Wait, so does this play in the past or modern world? I think the modern world. Could it be? Later, the equipment in the left wing is safe too. Ajin poked his head in from the door, locking his eyes with momentarily stunned Z. What's up, Z? Why didn't you finish your sentence? Nothing. Z excelled in relief, laughing at his own paranoia, and followed Ajin brother to fetch more water for the stage. I think the dead body is the snowfall heavier, howling wind fanning the flames higher. Fortunately, with enough people fighting the fire, the flames were soon extinguished. So I'm assuming it's set in the modern world, but this village is so set on the past because they don't have electricity, they don't have certain things. So I'm assuming the village itself is pretty much like a time lock in a weird way, if that makes sense. The intense fire burns out, overhead lights plunging the stage in entire darkness. However, the New Year's, there's no shortage of candles. So the villagers, each holding a candle, patrolled the stage to ensure no hidden embers remained. After the fire was put out and charred, indistinguishable objects were left in the center of the stage. For some reason, not a single person approached it, as though everyone tactfully agreed to avoid the blackened object. See, that looks like a corpse. Z watched the flickering candle lights on the stage in the eerie silence, making him doubt what he had seen. No, it's probably a corpse. But when he checked the last photo on his camera, it confirmed the figure falling on the stage was indeed a human body wearing the mask. Z examined his camera and he suddenly felt someone tug on his arm. Follow me. Do you like the art style of this game? The art style of this game is so pretty. Z was pulled to the side of the stage and 2 carefully climbed the set of stairs. At the top of the stairs, they found themselves in a small loft above the stage. The candlelight was faint, illuminating only a short distance. Cheese lighter wasn't working well, so Z took out his own, lighting up the loft. Oh, what are we doing here? The body fell from here earlier. Z, take pictures of anything suspicious. Hearing the word body, Z shuddered and looked at Chi. You saw it too. Chi nodded, and her expression serious. The villager's behavior is odd. Let's document the scene for the police to investigate later. Chin made a good point, not wanting to seem timid in front of her. Z took a deep breath and stepped into the dim, cramped loft. This doesn't seem to be anything particularly suspicious in the loft. Z made one last cautious inspection. I said cautious inspection with the candle before carefully walking along the beams to exit the loft, rejoining Chen on the stage. Let's check the body again. Before Z could refuse, Chen had already dragged him towards the charred body in the center of the stage. Feeling something hard against his foot, Z picked up it and recognized it immediately as a familiar Neo mask. This seems to be the same mask we found backstage earlier. Z examined the mask for a moment, recalling the body seemed to be wearing it when it fell. He quickly discarded it back on the ground. Following Chin, the instructions, Z took several photos of the body parts, not expecting that Chin would pry open the corpse's charred mouth for him to photograph the inside. The light is too dim. I'll need to use the flash. As the two busied themselves on stage, G wailed loudly below. Where is Hugh Gunn? What am I going to do about all this damage? Despite G's and Ajin's prompt efforts, the props outside had still suffered some fire damage. Leader G, please be patient. Heng isn't here, but can give you an assurance. After finishing the deity-pleasing performance the next few days, the villagers will settle your fees and compensation together. Heilu gently reassured the welling G, but AU hearing this became anxious. Someone died, and you still want us to finish the performance? If you leave midway, who will perform at the D&D Summoning Circle this year? Oh, Summoning Ceremony Summoning Circle. Oh my fucking god, Jess! Where did you learn to read today? Anyways, there's a dead body laying right there, and you might not mind the bad luck, but we do. Ao pointed at the fact everyone was deliberately avoiding, furiously pointing to the stage. The stage darkened, was suddenly lit by flash, drawing everyone's gaze to Z, who was taking pictures of the corpse. What are you doing? When do you have to throw yourself into bed, by the way? Probably in about half an hour. Nothing. Z instinctively hid the camera behind his back, feeling inexplicably uneasy under the scrutinizing stares. Did you call the police? When will they arrive? Chen stood up, brushing the dust off her knees with no hint of guilt about being caught. This is a village matter. Leader G, I apologize for the fright caused to your troop today. You should return to your lodgings early. Someone will notify you when the performance is needed. The roads are slippery in the snow. Keep an eye on your troop members so they don't get hurt wandering around. Her tone was cold and final sentence carrying a heavy warning. All right, we will head back to the guest house. G answered before the indignant AU could respond. Z sensed the strange atmosphere, quickly pulled the reluctant Chin, called out to Ajin, who was still tidying up the backstage. The troupe departed, and the stage under silent scrutiny. The snowy path was difficult to navigate, and they struggled with flashlights in hand. The wind and snow grew fiercer, snowflakes hitting their face and bodies, forcing them to lower their heads and hurry along. Oh, tell Mom hi. I hope she's doing well. It's rare for the mountains to see such heavy snow. No wonder the villagers were all in a tizzy. I told you this winter was usually cold. You should have brought the thick cotton boots Mom made, but you didn't take it seriously. Z's jacket wasn't very warm, causing his hands and feet to go numb. He just wanted to hurry back to the guest house room. Suddenly, several harried figures appeared in front of them, almost colliding with Z's group. One of the figures was particularly burly and looked familiar, though the face was obscured by the wind and snow. Hey, Chen, is that you? The person stopped, removed his hat. Sure enough, it was C. He was breathing heavily, exhaling wide puffs of air as he had been running. Y'all are here. Why are you in such a hurry? Did something else happen? Well, it's not a big deal. The snow's been falling so heavily it knocked out the cable to the signal tower up the mountain. They changed her payments to Oxy, so I'm a little worried about her, but maybe it will help. Well, hopefully. That sucks, though, that it was changed to that, though. So we can't contact the outside now? Yu-chan nodded, his face mixed of sullen and faint panic. Jeez Louise, Jess. looking up at the deep black night sky. Large snowflakes fell on his face and shoulders, bringing the chill that even his breath couldn't melt away. I was planning to lead some people down to town to deliver a message, but we couldn't continue halfway down. The snow was too thick, burying the steps. If we misstep and fall off the steep slope, it could be fatal. Lou, you have all stayed inside until the snow stops. Oh, so they want us to stay. After bidding farewell to H, oof, no. The trope quickly returned to the guest house. Before heading to his room, Z remembered his arrangement with Chin and approached her quietly. The mountain deity temple, are we still going? Chin hesitated, glancing at the increasingly fierce snowstorm outside the door, then shook her head. We don't know the way to the mountain deity temple, and with this weather, it's not safe to wander around. Why his background is unclear. His words aren't worth risking our lives to investigate now. We'll go later. True. Besides, he's tied up at the temple. He can't escape. Oh, I think he's dead. Chin nodded, closing the window to keep out the snow blowing in from the corridor. Through a trace of worry, I linger in her eyes. Ah, hot water feels so good. Yeah, I know, right? And Z filled 2 hot water bottles for them. Z poured some into the basin with a red peony pattern, immersing his cold, stiff hands in the warm water with a satisfied sigh. After a quick wash, he lays back on the thick, heavy quilted bed. Looking at his Nokia phone taken from his backpack, as expected, the screen shows no signal. Should I say it's a coincidence or just too perfect? Just then, his empty stomach rumbled with hunger. That scared me. Haven't eaten much all day. Better fill up first. The perfectly triangle sheet on the... Oh, right. It's so perfect. Yeah, the background is a little bit difficult sometimes. Worried he might not adjust to the local food, Zeeb had packed extra convenient food for the trip. Man, I want some good Chinese food. Like the real stuff. He pulled out a pack of instant noodles from his bag. While waiting for it to cook, he entertained himself with a snake game on his phone. Oh my god! When was... When's the last time I played the snake game? Probably on my Nokia. Jeez, I don't even think you... Can you even play the snake game anymore? Google. Hold up. Yes, you can still play the classic game of Snake along with many different versions. Oh, so there's one on Google, on mobile devices. Oh, okay, so yes, you can. Oh, so all you have to do is go to the Google search engine. In the search bar, type Snake, press enter. Playable version of the game will... What? Really? Why wouldn't Snake, like an actual snake, come up? Oh, right there. Never mind. It's like literally right there. Okay, that's cool. Answer my own question. Time for Jesse to play Snake on stream. Yeah, it even has new versions. Holy crap. Anyways, I had to Google, guys. That's the joys of Google, right? Z meeting. Come to the leader's room. Z responded quickly, carrying his instant noodles as he went out. The setup in G's room was no different from Z's room, making him initially think he had returned to his own room. The rest of the troop had already gathered, their eyes now fixed on the instant noodles in Z's hands. Smells so good. Let me have a bite, Z. Heijin took the noodles, slurping up the strands with the plastic fork. It does smell good. Let me have a sip of the broth to warm up. Can you guys have some sense of urgency? How does it taste so good? Save me some. The noodle bowl made its round, returning to Z with only broth and a few stray noodles left. Poor guy. Did you guys gather just to eat my instant noodles? Don't lump me in with those shameless guys. I was called over too. Just as Chin finished speaking, her stomach growled loudly. Ha, even after eating, I'm still hungry. Listen to my stomach growl. Genie laughed heartedly, scratching his head and raising his voice to drown out all the other sounds. Blurp does not hide the brand identity. Right. Now that everyone's here, let's discuss something serious. I think that just is a very distinctive noodle pattern, so you knew which noodle it was. Clearing his throat, G expressions turned serious. As you all saw, there was a murder in the village tonight. I called everyone here to get your thoughts. We were supposed to perform until the 4th day of the Lunar New Year. Should we continue or should we leave? I'm not performing on a stage where someone just died. It's bad luck. Usually more reserved compared to his brother, AU was more fierce in extreme situations. Bro, you don't know, but the tone of that old lady from the village used made it clear. They won't let us leave. There's no room for negotiation. After the fire and death, they still want us to perform. Agent's face darkened as he spoke indignantly. The superstitious villagers are unreasonable. Leader, let's leave, while the snow hasn't blocked the mountain yet. You want to leave tonight? Walking unfamiliar snowy mountain paths at night is too dangerous. I'd rather stay in the village for now. Hearing Chen's objection, G pondered for a moment, and nodded. Jeez. Chen is right. Besides, the troop prop boxes can't be moved in the snow. Uncle, as long as we survive, there will be future opportunities. You're usually so bold. Why are you hesitating now? You know our leader. He's just stingy and doesn't want to leave his belongings. Shut up, you two. Your Uncle G isn't stingy. He, with you all, is 2 against 2. Nazim, what do you think? Oh, this is probably going to be a decision. Seeing they couldn't reach an agreement, all turned to Z for his decision. Okay, so we're going to save. So part of me... So should we see the different endings? Because I'm assuming this is going to give us a different ending. Leave the mountain at night. Probably our death, to be honest. Or do we stay on the mountain? I kind of want to leave the mountain just to get that other ending. But stay on the mountain is probably the correct answer, honestly. Well, we'll stay on the mountain because we can always come back and load it. If Z and Chin stay as the leader, I must stay as well. G patted Z's shoulder, laughing heartedly. Your Uncle G and Hung have some history in town. We could definitely protect you two. You really give the sense of security, Uncle G. Leader, haven't we been your boys after following you for so long? Get lost. Are you trying to discuss me? Seeing no hope of persuasion, AO exchanged a glance with Agent and dejectedly stomping his foot in instance. Anyways, I don't want to spend another second in this hellhole. I'll leave with my brother. Seeing his firm attitude, G thought for a moment and sighed. It's okay to split up. If you really want to go down the mountain, I won't stop you. Leader, if we suddenly lose 2 members, how will we explain to the village? Don't worry about it. They need the troop to perform. Even if you escape, they won't do anything to us. Someone has informed the police. When the road clears, bring them up the mountain. True, having someone know who knows the situation go down is a safeguard for us up here. By the way, your flashlights are still with me. It's fine, you keep them. We have 2 handheld flashlights. They can illuminate up to 10 meters. Be careful sneaking down the mountain at night. Don't get caught. Don't worry, in the snowstorm, no one will be out wandering. We're setting off then. Z, be careful of those villagers. Alright, safe travels. Watching their departing figures, a sense of unease welled up in Z's heart as he returned to his room. Yeah, I don't think that was a good idea. I don't think it was a good idea to leave. Lying in bed, but unable to sleep, he watched the snowy scenery outside. The howling wind grew louder, but the snowfall seemed to lessen. Maybe leaving the mountain is a good idea after all. Feeling somewhat reassured, Z gradually fell asleep. Oh. So everyone dies, right? Z, get up. Agent and A, you are in trouble. Z instantly woke up, jumped and threw on his coat, and opened the door. Uncle G, what happened? G was hastily dressed, seemingly just out of bed as well. What happened to them? Chin also opened her door, showing rare concern on her usually indifferent face. Someone knocked on the window and told me they fell into a steep slope while the mountain passed. Where is that person now? Gone by the time I opened the window. Gone? Then how did they know where Agent and AU are? We'll find them if we follow the path down the mountain. Let's go quickly. I'm coming too. We got this. You're a girl. Chin shot Z a cold look, making him swallow his word and nod. Oh no, the boys are dead. The snow has gotten so heavy. As soon as they step out of the inn, Z was blinded by gusts of snow. The snow already knee-deep. With misstep, Z fell first into the snow. Hearing a strange sound while half buried in the snow, he looked up. Someone's coming? Surprised, Z looked up to see several figures emerging through the snow. They held shovels, rapidly typed clothing, and lifeless eyes peering out. They gazed cold and ominous as they were looking at something dead. What are you doing out here so late? The leader of the group spoke first, familiar voice. Pulling down the scarf covering his face, it turned out to be X. Someone in our troop tried to go down the mountain and got in trouble. Really, that's serious. We'll help you. Look. Wait, Chief, weren't you the one who notified me? Notified you. We just came down from the mountain herb field. This year's harvest is... No time for chit-chat. The chief quickly organized a search party to find Agent and AU. Pair up, probe the path for stability before moving forward. It's heavy snow. Chin and Z were paired together, assigned the direction to search. Oh, they're dead. The path down the mountain was already rough dirt track, but now buried in snow, presenting only endless whiteness ahead. The wind picked up and the snow blew into their face, reducing visibility despite their flashlights. Keeping with the range of each other, the flashlights, Z and Chin trudged forward in search. Snow filled their boots, and soon their feet were numb from the cold. Agent, AU, Agent, AU. Shouting against the wind, Z could barely keep his eyes open. In this terrible weather, if they're unconscious, we're in trouble. Taking a few large steps forward, Z slipped into and fell into a shallow pit. A gust of wind made him duck his head. When he climbed out, his flashlight could no longer reach Chin. Chin, where are you? Only the wind answered, Z panic setting in as he looked down around the identical snowy paths. Z cautiously moved towards the direction where he last heard Chin's voice. Wow. Time seemed to stretch out endlessly in the cold silence. Z's conscience was numb from the cold that it was barely functioning. It's to keep you on your toes. It's to build the atmosphere. He moved forward mechanically, driven by sheer instinct, repeating the names of his companions. Chin, Agent, AU, Z, I'm here. A faint call from behind made Z turn with joy. He frozen lips cracking into a smile. Chin was struggling through the snow towards him, not far off. Where did you go? You scared me half to death. Relief washed over Z, though his words came out as complaint. Guess I'm scared or not. Chin glared at him, but her expression was more gentle than angry. I fell into a pit earlier, got delayed. Walking alone in the dark, snowy nights with heavy psychological burden for anyone. Reunited, they share a smile, both feeling a bit more at ease. Z, watch out! Chin's urgent shout came from the opposite direction as she rushed toward him. Z's dull nerves reacted a beat too late. He felt the snow beneath him collapse and give way. Oh shit! Stop screaming. Look for something to push against with your feet. Oh shit. Chin's strength was insufficient despite her efforts. She could barely support both weights, let alone pull Z up. Okay. Z tried to find a foothold on the cliff face with his legs. It's too smooth. I can't get a grip. As his body swayed, Chin's strength waned further, her grip on Z's hand starting to tremble. They hung there for a bit, Z's feeling like the weight pulling Chin down too. It was a deadlock. If Chin's strength gave out, they both would fall. Panic gripped Z, and he looked down into the darkness, unable to see how far the drop was. Chin, let go of me or we'll both fall. So you want me to just watch you die? We can't see how high the slope is. I might not die if I fall. You should let go and find help. This isn't something to gamble on. Better one of us fall in than both. If something happens to us, Zur Island troop will be done for. How is Uncle G supposed to save all four of us? Chin stubbornly clung to Z, but her hand was trembling from exhaustion. Z was anxious, but then a thought occurred to him. He turned his head, pretending to be dejected. I'm a terrible person. I'm not worth risking your life for. When my mom died from illness, I wasn't even sad. I felt relief. Then survived and burned her more paper money. I'm uneducated. I spent 5 years abroad and didn't even get a diploma. Then survived going back to finish school. Z closed his eyes and shouted desperately. Oh, few curse words. The scene fell eerily silent for a moment, and the next second, Z felt himself being miraculously pulled up a half a length. Today, you're coming up. Chin's voice was colder than the snowstorm itself, sending a shiver through Z, making him unsure whether he felt happy or scared. Seeing Chin's defiant expression, even though she was near exhaustion, stirred a sincerity, emotion in Z's heart. Chin, what? If we survive this, will you finally tell me why you came? Now's the time to worry about that. I want to help you. Otherwise, with your temper, you'll ignore me once we leave the village. This is turned into a sea drama. I won't be able to repay the favor this time. I don't need a helper dragging me down, so for now, just climb up. I'll count to 3 and we'll both use all of our strength. Chin took a deep breath and leaned back as hard as she could. When she counted to 3, Z also used the moment to raise his other hand, desperately reaching for the edge of the cliff. I got it. Z felt a surge of joy just as he was about to pull himself up. Uh-oh. The snow slope couldn't bear their weight and collapsed. And then sent both of the tumbling down. That was really loud. Through his foggy consciousness, he faintly heard some noise from a great distance. Oh, Jew, there's a flashlight here. They must be nearby. Quickly, they're down there, both of them. Each should carry one. Chief, the girl's grip on Z's arm is so tight we can't pry them apart. Dr. Z, how is my nephew? Better than the 2 brothers brought in earlier, just some scrapes and bruises, nothing serious. Your nephew was lucky to be cushioned by that girl. He's fine. The girl, however, is more seriously injured. Lucky? This is the first time anyone has said that about me in the past few days. Because of Chin, I wonder how she is. Just as his consciousness began to stir, strong drowsiness forced him back into sleep. She should have let me go. Daylight streamed in through the windows, and reflected light off the snow was so bright that Z squinted. Amidst the throbbing pain throughout his body, his arm ached the most. Rolling up his sleeve, he saw a deep purple bruise where someone had grabbed him. Chin. How's Chin doing? Despite his lingering dizziness, Z remembered the conversation he overheard, staggered towards Chin's room. The setup of Chin's room was almost familiar, indicating the entire inn had a uniform decor. Chin lay on the bed, eyes closed, showing no signs of waking up. Z carefully moved a chair over and sat by the bed, quietly watching her unconscious form. Chin's head and hands were bandaged. Fresh blood was seeped through the bandage on her head, looking quite serious. In her coma, she suddenly showed a pained expression, her lips trembling as if she was muttering in her sleep. Sorry. I took your life, Mom. Uttering this repentant whisper, Chin breathing became calmer, her expression settling into peace. I know. I think it was supposed to be chickens. Z's heart skipped a beat, and he took a few steps back, his mind racing with various disturbing thoughts. She could have killed someone and fled to the remote mountains, or... In his confusion, Z recalled Chin's action from the previous night when she saved him. What am I thinking? He pulled the chair back to the bedside, fixing his gaze on Chin's serene face. I'm sorry for causing you trouble. Thank you for not abandoning me last night. Turns out you're warm-hearted beneath the cold exterior. Don't worry, even if you don't wake up, I will. Stop saying things that sound like a eulogy. Chin's eyes remained closed, but her brows furrowed. She grumbled in irritation. You awake? Caught off guard, Z straightens up, startled out of his heartfelt confession. Are your injuries okay? Just a bump on the head and strained arm. A few days of ice therapy, and it's enough. Nothing serious. That's good to hear. Can you get me some aspirin from my bag? Though she claimed her injuries weren't severe, Chin looked weak and uncomfortable. Sure, I'll get it for you. Yeah, I think it was supposed to be chickens. Z rummaged through Chin's backpack and found a small first aid kit. Despite the size, it was well stocked with essential medicines. Opening the kit, a familiar herbal scent wafted out. This is... Z picked up the satchel and sniffed it. The strong herbal aroma was coming from there. He pinched the satchel and dry leaves rustled inside. Z remembered it in town. Had given him water infused with this fragrant herb. His head injury from the tumble seems to have healed much faster afterward. He decided to bring both the aspirin and the satchel to Chin. This was given to me by X in town. Why are you bringing it? So it was from X. After explaining the herb's miraculous effects, Chin propped herself up, slowly gripping the bed's edge. You say it's the satchel? I can't smell anything from it. It has a strong herbal fragrance, quite soothing after a while. Chin sniffed the satchel suspiciously and then pulled out a few leaves and examined them. She seemed to realize something. After you took the herb, aside from quicker healing, did you feel anything else? Z remembered unusually vivid dreams and told Chin about it. So you experienced a hallucination. Chin suddenly touched the satchel into a distant table. This thing might not be safe. Don't use it for healing anymore. Her expression showed a mix of aversion and caution, suggesting that it was a baseless worry. Wasn't a baseless worry. My bad. Z's gaze shifted between Chin and the satchel, his mind forming a hypothesis. Is your reason for coming here related to this herb? Don't ask too many questions. Despite the bond forged through the last night's ordeal, Chin remained guarded when it comes to her secrets. Z chuckled bitterly and nodded, then cautiously asked another question. So we're still going to the temple to find Z as we agreed, right? G's loud voice interrupted the conversation from outside the door. Z, Chin, are you both inside? Seeing them in decent spirits, G sighed in relief but still wore a worried expression. Agent and Ao haven't woken up yet. This trip during the New Year's, no less. He habitually reached for a cigarette but hesitated, putting it away out of respect for the injured. I'll go check on Agent and Au. Chin insisted on getting out of bed and joined them in the brothers' room. A lingering sense of blood filled the room, and Agent and Au lay unconscious on their respective beds. The brothers, usually brimming with energies and smiles, but now looked uncharacteristically pale and weak. Let's open a window for some fresh air. The atmosphere in the room was stiflingly quiet. Z opened the window, only to notice a set of footprints in the snow outside, as if someone was walking and paused by the wall. Uncle G, Chin, come look. Take a look. Oh. These footprints aren't covered, so they must be left after the snow stopped. I remember the snow stopped late at night. Why would anyone wandering around then? Chin climbed over the windowsill, leaving her own footprints for comparison. The prints were about the same size of hers. The owner of these footstones might be a woman or a small man. There seems to be other marks by the footprints. Circular marks were evenly spaced next to the footprints. Z couldn't guess what could have left a cane. Who's trying to do standing there in the dark last night? The thought of someone silently watching the unconscious brothers from outside made Z uneasy. Chin suddenly exclaimed and pointed to the windowsills. There's strange burn marks on it. Or a horse wearing human shoes, right? We don't know this person's intent to be safe. Someone needs to stay and watch over them. I'll stay and keep an eye on them. G stuck his head out the window and lit a cigarette. The usually talkative man took a long time to find his words. I should have kept a better watch on those boys. The current state of Agent and AU seemed to weigh heavily on him. Uncle G, it was an accident. Don't blame yourself too much. At a moment of silence, G lifted his head, his usual playful smile returning. Hey, my real worry is the one of these two will wake up and they're going to demand a hefty New York red envelope from me. Are you hungry? They're serving a big pot meal at the temple, courtesy of Hung. It's free for everyone. If you're sick of instant noodles, go try some of the local food. Go early or it'll be gone. Waving his hand, G walked a few steps before turning back as if he remembered something. I heard you two talking about going to the temple to find why. Seeing Chin nod, his face darkened and he shook his head at her. Don't mention this to the villagers. I heard that the person who died last night was why. What? I knew it. I called it. Shocked, Z turned to Chin, and she was equally surprised and stood still for a moment. I think we're almost done with this chapter. They then collected herself deep in thought, her eyes gradually reigniting determination. Let's go, Z. Chin grabbed Z and strode out of the inn room. By now, Z was used to being dragged along by Chin and followed her lead. Where are we heading now, Commander? He was about to tell me something. How did he suddenly die? Her response was incoherent, but Zay understood her intentions. It wasn't a question directed at him, but more of a statement of her resolve. You said you wanted to help me, right? I need to find out who killed Z. Or Y. We'll call him Y. Seeing Z nod vigorously, Chin released him and resumed walking briskly. Z jogged to keep up, but then heard Chin's stomach growl again. Lost in thought, she seemed unaware of her hunger. Remember that Chin hadn't eaten since last night. Z coughed and tugged her arm. Before we investigate, how about we get some food at the temple? I'm starving, and you know health is the foundation of revolution. Chin finally noticed her grumbling stomach and blushed slightly. Fine, let's head to the temple first. Chin led the way, but this time at a slower pace. Z jogged alongside her, grinning. Want some chocolate? Yes. They weren't familiar with the village, so they asked for directions to the mountain deity temple. The path to the temple started broad and easy, but became progressively narrower and more difficult. Eventually, they could barely squeeze through. Z and Chin squeezed through the narrow entrance, and the space before them suddenly opened up. Several tents were set up in an open area in front of the mountain deity temple, with people sitting inside in small groups eating. Z and Chin walked over to the stainless steel pots where food was being served. How are you recovering? The villagers holding the large ladle asked as he handed them bowls of porridge. Not bad, and you are? It was the first time Z received concern from the villagers in the village, and he was a bit surprised to see the smiling man across from him. The slender middle-aged looked familiar, as if he'd been sitting in the opera troupe during the Phoenix Maiden's dance last night. Everyone looked at I know, right? I'm the one who bandaged you yesterday. Just call me T. He's T. He smiled and was kind, his voice steady, just like Z vaguely remembered hearing his day's state the previous night. The meals are mostly ready. Why don't we eat together? T took off his apron, picked up a bowl of porridge, and joined them as they walked towards an empty spot in one of the dining tents. L was just talking about you two. L, you mean... Oh, no, that's X. We had named her X. Yeah, since her parents passed away, she's the only one left in the village with the surname Lou. They walked into the tent where X was indeed sitting, sipping her porridge. Surrounded villagers kept noticeable distance from her, their gazes carrying subtle. Why can't I say it? Clearing gazes of hostility. There we go. X ignored them, loudly drinking her porridge with evident enjoyment. X, look who's here. Not simping. X lifted her head and drank, dark eyes lighting up with genuine joy. Search of Chen and Z. Was it Z's imagination, or did the hostile looks around them diminish when Tong sat next to X? Tong. Mr. Zhu, are you ready for the day? The porridge you made today smells great. Did you use this year's new rice from town? As soon as T sat down, the villagers began greeting him, indicating his respect among them. Opened a school at the temple, and I'm one of his students. He's been outside the world, knows a lot about everything. Just fulfilling my role and imparting knowledge during the Phoenix Maiden's cultivation. T waved modestly. He wore thick cotton gloves, removing the left one for convenience while eating, but keeping the right one on. Chan seemed deep in thought as she stared at T, about to speak when her gaze drifted to X and froze. X, what happened to your hands? Only did Z notice X's hands, red, swollen, cracked with dark red frostbite marks on her face and hands. Z seemed oblivious to the pain, smiling as Chin gently touched her wounds. The Phoenix Maiden made me kneel at the temple set for 3 days and nights. So the Snow Phoenix deity will forgive me for leaving the mountain without permission. How could she make a little girl endure such a suffering? Z found it hard to believe that the Phoenix Maiden would give such an order. The Phoenix Maiden is kind. I fainted from hunger outside her door this morning, and she took pity on me and kept me from the night kneeling. The Phoenix Maiden is compassionate. You are indeed the most prospective child, just a bit mischievous. Looking at the seamlessly harmonious... Fuck me. Teacher-student duo. Z felt something was off in their conversation. Chin must have felt the same, frowning as she looked at T. You've lived outside before? Don't you think it's kind of wired? Maybe weird. The Phoenix Maiden is an emissary of the Snow Phoenix deity. Following her instruction is following the will of the deity. How could that be? I think it's supposed to be weird, not wired. T smiled kindly, his tone carrying the patience of a teacher instructing an arrogant student. Chan's face turned frosty, as if unwilling to argue further. She grabbed X's hand and ready to leave. Come, I have an ointment for frostbite in my bag. It'll heal faster. But Z hesitated, looking back and forth between T and Chin. Sister, I still have to kneel on the steps later. Chin stared at Z for a few seconds, emotionless, and then turned and walked away. Sister. Z glanced at the gloves Chin left on the table, sighed inward, and nudged Z. I guess she left these for you. Wear them when you kneel. Was Sister Chen angry at me just now? It's usual. I always make her angry too. As they left, Z couldn't help resist sneaking a look back at T. The man still smiled warmly and waved at him. Z returned the polite smile, feeling an inexplicable trust in the man. This Mr. T is strange, but not entirely unapproachable. While heading to the temple, Chen had been pondering their next steps. Now her movements had a clear direction. Let's investigate Y's house first. We might learn something about his life. When they asked the villagers about Y's residence, they received strange look and avoidance or angry retorts. That afternoon, they had not made any progress in their investigation. They're very resistant to Y's name, and asking more would be too conspicuous. The villagers are too guarded, but we can't just search house by house, right? Z didn't expect it to be so complicated, just to find a place feeling a bit overwhelmed. How about that place? Well, that scared me. The clearing behind the ancestral hall was covered in thick snow, with the only sounds of snow sliding off bamboo leaves. Listening closely, there was also a sound of a hidden stream. Z led Ching there, glancing at the sun through the bamboo leaves and checking his watch. No one is here. What are you waiting for? My informant network. Z tried to appear mysterious, though he wasn't entirely confident. Detectives Final Fantasy, almost the end of the chapter, ends up taking... Yeah, I know, right? Unfortunately, before too long, he saw the head popping from the snow-covered bamboo grove. It was one of the children he'd given chocolate to the previous day. Seeing the strangers, the girl hesitated like a rabbit peeking out of its burrow, not daring to approach. After Z repeated wave failed, he gritted his teeth and rummaged in his pockets. Like a peddler, pulling out 2 handfuls of colorful candy, showing them to the girl. Little one, here, get lots of pretty candy, eat them, and you'll become as beautiful as the Phoenix Maiden. The girl's eyes widened, finally, and unable to resist the temptation, she slyly walked away like a quail. Phoenix brother, I found X2. Phoenix brother, are you calling him? The girl shrank back, a bit afraid of the tall, stern-faced, cigarette-holding Chin. But Chin couldn't help but laugh, easing the tension. Why do you call me Phoenix brother? Z felt a bit embarrassed and squatted down, quietly asked the little girl. You make magical medicine appear. Only the Phoenix Maiden can do that. The little girl blinked her eyes seriously and then whispered in his ear about X2. Yeah, X2. X2, that sounds good. Phoenix brother, my brother said that he saw the name when he sneaked into the graveyard to play. It's engraved on a tombstone. Hearing the word tombstone, Z felt a pang in his heart, but he quickly smiled and stuffed the candies in the little girl's pocket. That's amazing. Why didn't your brother come? My mom said the Snow Phoenix Day is angry and we shouldn't go out these days. I sneaked out. I see. Then make sure to hide the candies well. By the way, I need your help with something. Can you draw a map of the village for me? I got more lollipops that'll make you grow taller. Jane tore a page from her diary and Z handed over a pen. The little girl took them and started making a map seriously as requested. Now we don't have to ask for directions everywhere. Z was pleased with the detailed, although roughly drawn map of the village. Bribing a child? Hell yeah! Not only major locations, but some of the villagers' residents were marked, including Wise. Let's go then, Phoenix brother. Following the map, the two quickly made their way to the residence. Oh, come on! Okay, we'll save. Because I am going to run out of time if I don't save. Alright, let's find someone to raid. We'll have to come back to this one. Plus, I can tell I haven't been reading out loud because my throat hurts now. So, yeah, I gotta get ready for bed. Tomorrow I have to get up early. My plan is to be back. English is hard. To be back on stream on Friday. That is my plan. Let's see. Trying to see who's live right now. So give me just a second. Okay, I think we're gonna raid Salem because Salem is a Mercy main. Also, I did know this about her. She is a horror honey. So we'll go ahead and go raid her. Plus, I think Salem's anniversary stream's coming up too. I'll have to post it in Discord. Oh, I like Salem. We get along really well. Oh, don't worry about it. We'll have to come back. Well, either depending on how early I get home Friday, we'll kind of judge it from there. So we might do more Dragon Age, or if it's an early day, we'll do more Dragon Age. If it's a shorter day, we'll do more of this one. And then Sunday we'll be playing Alien Isolation. So, all right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.